How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Fourth Fake Guru podcast. Today we have a special guest coming in from Tampa, one of the best stock traders on the internet right now, Luke Holmstrom. Did I say that correct?
Yeah, thanks,
All right,
man,
perfect.
for having me in.
Welcome. Thank you for coming through, and thank you for sharing your knowledge with our viewers, man.
Of course. Thanks for the invite, guys. Appreciate you guys bringing me on.
Absolutely.
So first things first, before we even dive deeper into who you are and what got you into it, do you mind just telling us a little bit about what you do right now?
Yeah. So specifically, what I do is I actually trade with prop firms. So these are companies that'll give you 6 to 7 figures of other people's money, and they actually just have you take a shorter evaluation. It takes usually a week to maybe even like a month, but after you can get 6 to 7 figures of other people's money to trade with, you'll have no loss liability on the capital, and then also we get a majority profit share on it, and it's just like an alternative route versus going to school, getting an MBA, trying to work for investment banking. When if you can actually build a skill set without going to school, you don't have to actually go through all those steps, get licensed or any of that. So it's kind of like an alternative route to get into trading with just other people's money.
So whose money is it?
So we're actually trading with prop firms. So they're their own company. It actually started, I don't know if you ever heard of the Salomon Brothers, like hedge fund owners from the 80s. They're making so much money for their clients. They're like, instead of making, so much money for other people, taking a small percentage of it, why don't we just put our money where our mouth is, use our own internal revenue from the company and start trading it, and then we can pay ourselves more and pay our traders more. So everyone, it's a win-win for everyone.
Gotcha.
So they actually started that model. So yeah, and now it's like just modernized. You don't have to go into a desk. There's no loss liability. So all you have to do is literally just go back through the evaluation, and for like a $100K evaluation right now, it's like $500. So if you blow the account, you'd have to take another $500 hit, and then take an evaluation, which will take you like a month at the latest usually. So
How
it's
insane.
not that bad.
That's
like,
crazy.
Yeah, it's like way less of the risk. It's like you have a fixed risk versus if you're trading, you're going to have a lot more risk than that. Even if you put 10, 25 grand into your own trading account, like why would you do that?
Yeah.
When you could just use other people's money, get way more of it, and you have like literally no loss liability.
What got you into
Besides.
trading?
So actually, the first thing that got me into trading was a webinar. I actually saw a webinar of some
Who was
guy.
it?
What?
Who was it?
I don't know his name. I don't even think he does anything anymore. I think he's out of the space. I think
Yeah,
he
he
watched
lost
out
all his
after a
money,
couple
I'm
of years. Yeah, but it's funny because I was actually I was reselling designer clothes in high school, and I got invited to this webinar, and I saw the dude had a fake Louis belt and a fake Gucci shirt, and I was like, dude, you're not gonna teach me how to trade. So I actually didn't even look at anything trading. I kind of was like, oh, I'll just figure it out on my own. Kind of started to do something, and it actually took me till when I was in high school. I actually met someone. I went to a private school, and a lot of the other people there were just a lot different lifestyles,
Loaded.
than I came in. And there was one person in particular, and I noticed his dad was retired, and supposedly retired in his 30s, and he worked in Beijing, London, New York on the stock exchange, just trading Forex. And the webinar was about Forex, but we all know the Forex bros.
Right.
You see that online all the time, but this was someone in real life, beautiful mansion, cars, everything, retired, way faster than everyone else, even the doctors that are making a couple $100,000 a year. He's just trading still by, on his own. So
you saw
I think that
webinar?
kind of enticed me too. It was like seeing it, for the first time in real life.
I mean, the thing is, I've seen it too, but it's a lot of times it is a scam. But when you see someone actually making money off of it, it's okay, does it work? But how do you get to that next level? Because you see the webinar, what do? You put in your own money. Whose money do you start playing with?
Yeah, so I actually started using my own capital, and I was under 18, so I was actually using offshore brokerages with crypto. So that was back in 2016 when I think I first bought into crypto to make an internal transfer into my own cash account, and Bitcoin was $890 a coin.
Wow.
So it was a long time ago, but we were using these cash accounts with just offshore brokers, and I just started using my own capital, and of course I blew multiple accounts before I could even make any money with it. I don't even know. It was probably a 5-figure range. It wasn't anything crazy. But
at the age of 18,
yeah, I was in high school while I was doing that, and it takes everyone usually a couple years of learning. I've helped some people shave that down to a few months, but at the end of the day, sometimes if you're just going at it alone with no mentor, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take 3-4 years, to learn all those lessons.
How old are you right now?
I'm 22.
Is that 22? They're still young.
Yeah.
Man. Is there anything else you dabbled in other than stocks?
No, mainly stocks. I've always had when I first started trading, obviously I had a couple other jobs, I did have one business that was actually pretty good. It was, I don't know if you know what ceramic coating is.
Yeah.
So yeah, like even in high school, there was 1 month I did 18 grand.
Oh, hell
Just
yeah.
ceramic coating cars.
That's incredible.
So like
Nice.
that was one thing that actually helped me like fuel my trading
Yeah.
in the start, because I mean you gotta,
So you make
if
your
you
money
don't have
here.
I didn't have a prop firm, because you have to also have to be 18 to even go into like a prop firm and get paid.
Mhm.
And they 2FA, they're gonna look at your you know all your papers, and they're not just gonna like, I mean there's some people that probably use like their grandma's information, but
How hard is it to get into it right now? If someone like brand new, never been in trading and stuff like that.
into prop trading,
Yeah.
it's pretty hard. Like usually for most people, there's a 5% pass rate on the evaluations, but it really just comes down to people don't even have like the skill sets
Yeah.
actually developed. They don't have a solid trading plan or strategy that's been backed by data that even like they know even works. Like they're
Right.
kind of just going at it blindly. And I mean, I know people that have been trading for 10 years doing that, and there's people with 1 or 2 years of experience that probably have more skill sets.
Really?
Because they're just, they have so much bad habits too. Once you get to that level of like going down years and years of just not really having like any structure.
So for someone who
So-
want to like explore it or like get into it, what would you recommend them doing?
So what we do is we have everyone go through, like we have an academy that
Yeah.
basically just shaves down what I always say, like 3 to 4 years of learning time into just a couple months.
Okay.
We've had a lot of people even get funded in just a couple months of trading with us, even from being like a brand new trader. Like there was someone even just this week who he's a 4th grade like elementary school teacher, and obviously like he has to teach kids during the
day.
New York Stock
Yeah,
Exchange
yeah.
times, 9:30 to 11 o'clock. But he can still trade and like follow we have trading alerts.
Yeah.
So he'll even follow those while he's like working, and he just made $3,300 on a funded account, like just on Monday or Tuesday this week.
Oh yeah.
That's incredible.
So
in
He
one
was
day.
like 5 months ago, he never traded before.
That's like a
It-
salary probably.
Yeah.
In one day, yeah.
Let me
So-
ask you a question about this, because I saw a reel on Instagram and I want to see how true this is, right? I want to fact check this. So the individual was saying something, I can't remember who it was, but they were saying something along the lines of a lot of people, they just keep applying for these prop accounts and eventually they get lucky and they pass one of the exams and now they blow the entire account and then they have to go do it again because they're not actually taking the time to learn the material. Is that why you put people through your academy first before they go and apply?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you need to prove to yourself that you're profitable. A lot of these people go into these evaluations without even proving to themselves first that they can even pass these tests. They're kind of just
Right.
going at it, just trying to hit home runs, and it's not working. So kind of what we have everyone do is we first have everyone like learn all the skills of trading. I teach them all the strategies I've already used. We've back tested some of these strategies for over 75 years. So like I've been using mainly two for the last 2 years, like the same 2 strategies every single day. So it's pretty simple for people to learn. It's going to take a few weeks. It's going to take a few weeks to implement and practice. But within a few months, people can go through that and ultimately come out like a funded trader.
I love it.
But it really comes down to having like a proper trading plan that's also like we all use mechanical strategies.
Right.
So like a lot of people are just following like technical analysis strategies or even like one singular indicator. Like they're using like just one little confluence that really doesn't mean anything. you know?
100%.
It's not
100%.
back tested. They don't know the data on it, so it's gambling. There's not like any edge that they really have.
One thing that I really like about you as compared to a lot of the other people that are at the peak of their space is that I feel like you're significantly more humble than most people on your level. You know what I mean? Because you can get the house, you can get the car, you can get the watches, you can get all of these things. But I feel like the priority of that versus the priority of your community, like outweighs all of that like tenfold.
Yeah.
So that's something like I really appreciate about you. Like you want to talk about like a little bit about the people within your community, what you've helped them do and how you've helped them change their life?
Yeah. Yes, I mean, our community, it's great. Like everyone's talking every single day to each other. Everyone's friendly. And they've been able to do some pretty crazy things. And it's cool just to see because, when you first start having a program to help people, like you've maybe helped a couple of your friends and they got the results. But what happens now when you coach someone that's 40, 60, even as a younger person, like it's just like you don't really know that stuff until you actually do it. So I think just having the community being built and people from all different ages, all different walks of life, being able to go through it, and then also seeing like just the different habits that people have and bringing it all together and seeing how, just the whole community has like been able to succeed, even though everyone's so different in all different ways.
Right.
That's been something that's like been pretty cool to me. But yeah, our community, it's great. And every single week, we meet all the time. We're always in communication. and everyone's really supportive. Because I mean, in trading, it's a weird sport where like everyone's doing it alone usually.
Right.
Yeah.
They're doing it like in the room. They're doing it alone. No one's talking. Even while you're trading, like for me, even to share my strategies, I had to pull a lot of that out of my subconscious. Because you're just sitting in a room, not talking to anyone. You're just doing.
Right.
So it's a cool place just to have a community where you can actually talk and share ideas. And like I've even learned a lot more, and I've gotten better at my strategies just by having a community, even myself.
I love that.
Like,
I love
I don't know
that.
if you guys have seen that, but just having a community, you know, you review your own SOPs so much more because you're, you know, giving them out to everyone. You're perfecting it because you want it to be, you know, the best win rate, the best. I mean, it's been pretty cool. And even I get to go on a weekly call with my community every week where I break down all the previous trades, and they can ask me like questions and like, you know, we do Q&A.
Yeah.
But even that, like you just, everything gets better.
100%.
Like,
I mean,
and
I
that's another
agree
thing that
with
even
that.
with my trading, I'm like, most people don't even journal their trades and track what they've done and all the different variables. We're like, that's something that I have a privilege of doing with the whole entire community. I get to go through every single trade and be like, this is my strategy. This is what, you know, we execute on. This is what I would change. This is, but
How
most
big
people
is the
get that.
community right now?
We have 170 members right now
Nice.
inside of our main community. And we have a couple other smaller communities as well. Yeah.
When did you start coaching though? Because I'm sure you were trying to trade yourself. I know you're still trading,
Yeah.
but when we're like, okay, let me teach others on how to do this.
Yeah, so I first started probably about 3 years ago. So
So
After my first
what's that like?
full year
After a
of-
year of trading,
after a full year of prop trading, but I've already been trading for, at that point, it was 5 years.
how much were you in the profit after like a year of trading?
Oh, I was already in 6 figures of profit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt pretty confident, like helping more people. And I didn't even have the idea of like doing the whole coaching. I actually met someone, and he impacted my life because he was like, I showed him exactly what I was doing. He was like, dude, you got to show some more people. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he is already successful, but he was like, if I was in, you know, a college kid or still working, you know, as an engineer, I would, dude, this would change my life. So he actually like pushed me to start doing the coaching.
That's
So I was-
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, let me ask you this: are you making more off the coaching or the trading right now?
Trading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still. Maybe one day though. Maybe one day. Who knows?
I'm curious on what made you actually like decide to go down the business route and like the coaching route and like trying to do your own thing, because it sounds like you went to a private school. Like, were like your parents wealthy, or did you just end up going to that private school somehow? Like, what was your upbringing like?
Yeah. We were definitely like in a good spot. I was in a middle class family. My mom was a hairdresser. My dad, he sold car parts and paint
Okay.
to like dealerships. So he was like a salesman. So yeah, we were in a middle class, but we weren't, you know, anything crazy. Lived in a middle class neighborhood.
What were you going to school for?
I was
Because you
going
went to college, right?
Yeah, I went to college and I did an associate's in business administration. And then I was going to go and do university, maybe even do an MBA, go into investment banking. But by the time that I even, like before I even finished, I was already making way more than like what I would make if I kept on that path for 8 to 10 years.
So did you drop out, or did you get at least
I
your
just did the
associates?
2 years associates and then
Okay.
I just didn't want to go back.
Were your
I just
parents
stopped.
upset?
I mean, they,
Not after they saw the numbers, but
no, yeah. I mean, they definitely want, like maybe said, yeah, you should maybe go for a bachelor's. They put the idea out there, but I was like, just focus, you know?
He
That's
just gave him a
amazing.
prop account, and he was like, enjoy.
Yeah.
What is the other side of Luke though, other than business?
Other than business, man, I love golfing. I like cars, motorcycles. I like getting cigars with my friends. I don't know,
Well, what do
Coming
you
on
excel-
podcasts.
Yeah,
coming on podcasts.
What do
hanging
you
out.
excel in like the most? What's the most fun thing that you do that you like to do a lot, and you're good at actually, pretty good.
Besides trading?
Yeah, besides trading. Yeah, where did you know?
Probably
that
golf.
one? Golf.
Golf. Yeah, I played golf like all my life. And it's always been like the sport. I didn't play football or like basketball really.
Yeah.
I just focused on golf.
I want to learn this so bad. I got like all the clubs and stuff. I
suck
went a
at
couple
it,
of times.
man.
I suck
Yeah.
at it.
Kareem is the type of guy to buy all the equipment, go once, realize it's
Literally.
bad, and then
Equipment.
keep the equipment in the
Literally, bro, I got
garage.
like clubs
Yeah,
like
dude.
was like maybe $1,400, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start going. Like I need to learn. I need to connect with this type of people because a lot of people say
Yeah.
like it's a really good sport to like connect with people. You know?
Right.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then like high individuals. And then I went and I was like, I think I got an injury.
no one wanted to
shoulder that
connect
day.
with you, bro. That was the
I-
problem.
I think I got a shoulder injury that day too. I don't know how on the first day, bro. I was trying to swing hard. And I
Bro
think
went to
it's-
connect, and he
You can't
disconnected.
swing hard.
I know
You
that's
gotta
what I'm saying.
loosen
It's
up.
for my first time too. I keep hitting the fucking floor and then I dislocate my shoulder somehow. You know. No, I want to
It's a
learn
hard
it one
sport.
day. Yeah.
It's a hard sport to learn. And I mean, it's only you.
Did you
you
learn
know.
it by yourself?
No, I had coaches.
Yeah, coaches.
Yeah.
Are you
Like
taking
everything in my
seriously?
life that I've ever done with coaches, I've just gone way farther.
got better
Like
at
it's
it.
a
Right.
cheat code that I did learn like growing up. I mean, I was lucky. I got a golf coach, and then even when I played in high school.
Yeah.
So you get that with like the school.
Yeah.
You get like the coach. That was another thing too. If you ever play golf in like high school or college, you get like free memberships to courses, and you can play
Oh,
like
that's
every
really
single
cool.
day.
Mm.
So you do that. I mean, every day for 90, 100 days, a year. After a couple of years, you
How
get
often do
pretty
you
good.
play?
Right now, just like once a week.
So do you actually like
So-
meet good people during that?
Yeah, I've met like, I mean, I don't know, like name drop, but like I've met some pretty people. Like I don't know, like Manny Koshman probably. No,
Yes,
You know?
definitely.
You know?
I've like
should know
last
him.
time
I probably know him, but I didn't know his name. Probably, yeah.
I got invited to like a private course out in Clearwater.
Okay.
and
You played with many?
He's like
No, with
Iranian.
his
and
broker.
he's got,
Oh, that's
the
really
he's
cool.
Bugattis.
like sold $10 billion in
Probably
real
know him, but I
estate.
didn't know his name.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
So I want to pivot. I love what you're doing now. I love the fact that you're interested in certain things, but there is something I want to like dive back into. I know you said that you sold like fake designer clothes in high school.
no, I was selling real designer clothes. but
Real
the,
designer
The
clothes.
person was
Wearing the
wearing
fake
fake
ones.
designer
Fake
clothes in
ones,
the
yeah.
MLM.
But
in the
I feel
MLM
like
company.
every single person that I see like nowadays that is crushing, they were doing some sort of like flipping or something when they were younger. Like I know you said that you grew up in a middle class family. I want to dive deeper into that. Like why choose business? Like it's so completely different than what you were taught. So
Yeah.
why choose that and why trading of anything? Because I feel like trading is one of the high risk, high rewards things, but you have to be a mega savage and top 1% to make money. So like I feel like your story is so interesting because you went from this life that is like laid out on like one road and this is the right road. And you went like 180 to something completely different, high risk, high reward. And like, I feel like in a middle class family, like you're taught to collaborate, do things part of a bigger picture. You went down a path where you make money by yourself. Like that's so interesting to me. Like, do you mind telling me like elaborate more about your childhood? Like what caused you to do that? Like how are you still hungry?
Yeah. I mean, one thing I definitely noticed is even the middle class, everyone had jobs. And even if you had a job that you made 100, 200, even the doctors that you see that make 300, 400 grand a year, you're still like, I mean, even going back to like, if you even are in like the NBA or NFL, sure, you're making millions of dollars, but you still have to listen to someone and like going to work, you have to follow rules. I didn't like that. It was just something like, I hate being told what to do. But then also like, I just noticed everyone that had like their own job, they really didn't have like the freedom. Their life wasn't really what I wanted. So like, follow the person that you want to become. Don't just listen to someone that's, not living the life that you want to, be in. So I don't know. That was like one big thing though, is just like seeing all the people that had like a normal job, a lot of the different past lives. It just wasn't really what I wanted anyways.
Did you have a
So-
job? Like, did you
Yeah.
ever have a job?
Oh yeah, I've worked, multiple jobs, even for years I had. Mostly I worked, first job was actually, I was like a golf cart boy associate, like the washer
Okay.
of the golf carts at a golf course. And then I worked like even food. I worked body shops.
Okay.
So worked like even as a handyman one summer. I had to drive like an hour and a half every day to like this like cottage and fix it up for like
When
a
did
year,
you
a
do
summer.
all that? You're 22 years old.
Yeah, dude,
Seriously.
it's done a lot. But I've been, yeah.
Were you getting fired every like month?
Sorry?
Were you getting like fired like every month?
No.
Oh,
No, most
How
of
do you
it
switch all
long.
the time?
Like, no, I even had like I've had jobs for 2-3 years even.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
So
And you still had the ceramic coating business and
Yeah.
this? Okay.
yeah, always just doing a lot
Hell
of
yeah.
things. But also when you're young, like a lot of that was when I was younger because I haven't worked a job since I was 18.
Okay.
So a lot of that was when I was younger when like each job you can only work like I think like 15 hours or 20
Right.
hours a week as like
Yeah.
a mine or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So then you just have like 2 or 3 of those,
Yeah,
to make
yeah,
it a
yeah.
full-time income.
Yeah.
So did you ever like work with that guy that motivated you after you started Mansion and he told you that he trades Forex? Was he ever a mentor? Did you ever do anything with him?
No, but actually, I did reach out to him, and he said he would actually. We're gonna do possibly something with psychology for like our community.
Okay.
So that's something that may be coming. But the biggest thing that he's helped me out with is just the psychology. Like I've never really gotten to specifics of what his strategy is, or the biggest things has just been around psychology and mostly even risk management. Those are like the 2 biggest underlooked things. I see
Psychology
in
behind
trading.
stocks or psychology
Yeah.
behind the
The
person
actual,
trading?
the actual trader.
Okay.
So.
What kind of sauce do you have for us when it comes to the psychology?
It's all about having like a trading plan that has habits built in to mitigate any psychological errors that you're having. So
Tell me
most people
some.
are going to have like over trading. So, and that usually pairs with revenge trading, which means like, let's say you have a bad trade,
Yeah.
you're going to try to go in, rip another trade in there to try to, win it back. But then you just keep going into losses and losses and losses, and
Yep.
people blow their accounts. So one thing that we'll do with that is if I see someone having that problem a lot, I'll just tell them like, put it in your trading plan that after you have 2 trades in a row, you have to stop trading. And there's even some firms that will like, you can put rules into your account or it'll stop you from making any more
What's
trades.
your trading plan?
My trading
Usually.
plan?
Yeah.
I can't tell you that on here.
Give us something. Give us something.
I'll give you a couple
Because
components.
some are, for example, like there should be a 3-to-1 ratio, right?
Yep.
Some should be like, there's a lot of different ones. And I actually want to dive deeper into, because you did say that you don't like the technical analysis, you like the mechanical strategy. I've never actually heard that. What is that?
So, for example, like I have a trade every single day in the morning. I look at the closing price of a specific candle, and I'll put a line on the chart, 30 points above and 30 points below.
Okay.
And all I have to do is wait for it to go in that direction and hit one of those lines on the chart. And then I'll have a stop loss and take profit. I have the risk to reward ratio. I have everything already figured out and back tested.
So are you buying
So I don't
it
even
when it's
have-
30?
Yeah, I'm buying or I'm shorting US 30 at a specific time every single day.
Okay.
And it's all based off data. So you're not worrying about some indicator squiggling up and down and
And that's all you're doing.
yeah. Well, I have that strategy and then I have another one too. But like we don't use a lot of indicators and technical analysis. We don't even have to look at like any previous news data as well. We'll still trade news events, but like the strategies that I have, you don't have to worry about any of it. It's already been,
Yeah.
we've already been like putting it through the back testing. So you just let the probabilities
I just
play
found
out.
that like news, nor technical analysis, nor anything was ever proven.
Yeah.
Because you can have a technical analysis and it doesn't always execute. Sometimes even like earnings. I know you do Forex primarily, right? Do you only do Forex?
No, I actually just trade Dow Jones.
Okay.
So yeah, I just trade indices.
Gotcha.
That's what I found the most success in, just because it's way more volatile than a lot of the Forex pairs and a lot of the other assets.
I'm sorry, I don't mind to sound like I don't know about this because trading is definitely not my expertise, right? But do you mind like, because I'm sure like some of the viewers are just like in the same boat as I am and they're like, indices, what is that? Like,
Yeah.
do you mind like explaining a little bit more about that as well as like why you chose that?
Yeah, so an index is also known for like an index, but I'm just saying it
Okay.
multiples. And an index is just a collection of different stocks.
Okay.
So they'll do, the main ones in the U.S. are going to be Dow Jones, which is the top 30 industrial stocks in the U.S. And then you're also going to have NASDAQ, top 100 tech stocks,
Got it.
S&P 500, top 500 businesses
Makes
in the U.S.
sense.
So they just pair them into an index. And then what that does for you is it's actually a little bit easier, I think, to trade just the Dow Jones. One thing I like about it is it's a lot easier to not have as much manipulation. The $12 trillion asset, you're going to have, it's a lot harder, even if you put 100 million in,
It's not gonna
how
move
much is
that
it really
much.
going to bump this asset up? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a lot less manipulation can happen. And as well with that, it's more volatile. So every single day it's moving hundreds of points in either direction. And with that, we're not trading by shares or trading by options. We're basically price action trading. So you have leverage and we trade on futures. So we're not actually buying equity into these trades. We're just trading the price. So at the end of the day, we want an asset that can move, a good amount of points each day. And
So you
have
can
a
make
couple
money.
setups.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a couple of the reasons. But then also, just trading the Dow Jones, it's basically our whole entire economy. So and whenever we have anything big happening in our economy, like right now we're looking at CPI, the inflation data, that's affecting the market a lot because we need the inflation data to come down before we lower our interest rates, and that's all holding the market back.
That's so
So
exciting.
there's so many different, there's so much.
What's
That's
the
so
most that you
cool.
made in a month?
The most I made in
Traded.
a month.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that on here.
can
I'm
say
making an income claim, bro. It was in the 5 figures range.
I mean, it's
So-
it's just what you made. You're not really
Yeah.
claiming what other people can do.
Yeah, my biggest month was 60, and then my biggest day was 32.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
But I've had a student that did 100K a day. It's crazy.
Trading
It's at
what?
level.
What was he trading?
US 30, Dow Jones.
Was he?
Yep.
That's interesting.
That's crazy.
So
I'm gonna go home after the podcast and I'm gonna type in my Google and say Dow Jones. What is that? Tell me more, because
What
that's
about
so
the-
exciting.
And what about the biggest loss?
biggest loss. So it was actually a couple days after I made $32,000.
Yeah, it's always like that.
The irony.
So this is statistically, it's like 90% of traders after they have their biggest
Yeah.
winning day, they lose it all.
Yeah.
And it's true. I lost. So at the time too, I actually was working at Chipotle, and I was still
You
trading.
made 30 grand and you were
I was about
working
to
at
say, like,
Chipotle.
how did you dare to step into Chipotle after you made 30K?
For real.
How did you do it?
So I was already trading, and I was like working at Chipotle too part time, but it was like 15 hours a week because they were
Yeah.
gonna give me 21 grand for college tuition
Okay.
like reimbursement. So I
Okay.
was like,
Yeah.
you know, I was like, this will help me
Yeah.
pay
Bro,
with my bills. You know what I mean?
strategic as fuck.
you
I was
can,
working
you
like-
can say fuck it. It's okay.
Yeah, it was like, you know, just 15 hours a week, whatever. So I was doing that. And then one day I used to trade New York session and London session. So I was up like all hours of the day and I got no sleep and I slept in and I showed up to work like a couple
Yeah.
hours late, got fired. And then within the next week, I made that $32,000 a day. I was like, great, I don't have to work anymore. Got my college, you know, tuition reimbursed even because I lost the scholarship. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we're covered.
Yeah.
We got some more profit, got some runaway, let's go. And then like, yeah, a couple days later, I lost like 34 grand.
Damn.
That's
So I just over leveraged. I like, you know, just, you know, increased my position size way too much.
How did
So-
it feel?
That was definitely a revenge trade. He's like, fuck Chipotle.
Yeah. And that trade was like, I mean, it was like 5 minutes.
Damn.
So and the other
5
one-
minutes,
the other- the other
34K in the negative.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So that was like also a lesson where trading with prop firms helped me because they have risk management rules that you have to follow. And usually doing that, like I risk now 1% or even like 0.5% per trade. But when you're trading with like 6-7 figures of capital, it's a little bit easier to do that.
Right.
Where before I was trading like the 5-figure range. So I was just like risking a lot more. But with the prop firms, like, they definitely, I mean, you have to use appropriate risk. So
100%.
it helps you like stay a little bit more disciplined. And
100%.
yeah, just keep out of those situations. But it's all lessons. I tell everyone that like you have to be learned, and then you also have to be taught. So
Yeah.
like you can know not to triple your position size and over leverage and you know like risk that. But like
And my
sometimes
question
you
is,
have to be
like,
taught. Sometimes you
how
have
do
to
you
touch the
learn
stove.
it? Because like things like you can lose your money at any given time. Because like nothing's like proven, nor can you control it. And I get that you can always have a stop loss, but usually whenever I was trading back in the day, I don't day trade anymore. I would have like a 1% stop loss, and things like it'll trigger and it bounces like 5-10%. So I'm always like missing out like on these runs because I triggered at a 1%. So I was never like able to find like a system that was like just able to like multiply and duplicate and actually like generate decent revenue predictably.
Yeah.
How do you make it predictable where like you can quit your job and know that like you can make money just off of trading?
Yeah, and I was gonna say for like your specific example, what I would do is I'd go into usually your stop losses and take profits, and I would change those firsthand. Because if you're seeing your trades, you know, hitting your stop loss and then going right to your profits where you'd want it to be, all you'd have to do is usually just change up the stop losses and take profits, go back through, back test the win rate, the risk to reward, the profit factor, and just see if it's profitable. But yeah, like you can definitely, it's just tweaking and tuning. A lot of it's just numbers. That's always been something I've been good at, and I think it really helped with like just building out strategies. But the biggest thing is also like just being able to like back test your strategy. Like,
I don't know.
What's the next step, man? What's the next step? Because I know you're crushing it on the coaching side. You're trying to scale that. You're restructuring some of the back end of your business. Like, if I was in your shoes and I had the superpower to make money off of something that already exists, I would try to get my hands on more money. You know what I mean? Like, is that part of your plan? Like, what are you trying to do next steps?
yeah. So, I mean, there is a couple of like plays that I've been thinking about that are just next level. I mean, there's levels to everything.
Of course.
And I definitely think that there is a couple steps that I could go to. You know, I've thought about even, you know, in the future, opening up a brokerage. That's something I definitely want to end up doing. So that's probably what I would aim for. I don't know if I'd start up a prop firm myself.
Like a fund, you mean?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd start up like an actual prop firm. You know, like the business model that I'm basically
Right,
trading
right,
with
right.
right now. I don't know if I'd own my own specifically. I don't know if I did one. I think it would be sweet to either just have a brokerage, you know, that everyone can trade on from anywhere, or to even, I mean, just have something in Tampa.
100%.
You know, have either a hedge fund or have something that we could, I don't know, just do. I'd rather control it downtown or like, you know, control it in-house.
Makes sense.
Just rather than having everyone all over the place. I think like for myself, I mean, if I owned a prop firm, I probably wouldn't have thousands of traders doing it. For me, I think it would be cool if we had a
Yeah.
little bit more money and we just had a smaller group of people, like, you know, a group of like 20, 30 people.
No, that makes total
and then
sense.
you have like more intimate room.
Our last guest that was on the podcast actually did the exact same thing you're talking about, but in the crypto space.
Okay.
So, and he's also here local in Tampa,
Yeah.
and he built a fund, and he actually put his own trading profits into it to start it.
That's awesome.
proved the concept, and now he's got investors interested in actually investing with him. So it's like really interesting that you want to take it down that route. Is that like the natural progression? So you go from trading to successful trading to coaching to having your fund, or how does that go?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bigger play.
Right.
You know, it's just a bigger play and gonna be able to impact more people and just be able to do everything. I mean, 10x.
Of
you know,
course.
so it'd be cool to do something just around that space, and just work with more money for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all right to work with 7 figures of capital, but I'd love to, you know, work with 8, 9 figures. Even we can get to 10 figures
100%.
with a few private clients. So.
One thing I want to talk about, and I want to pivot also and like involve Kareem in this as well, because Kareem specializes in content. And I know we talked a lot about trading. I want to now talk about the coaching and personal brand side of things, because I feel like there's a lot we can like unfold with that. I know you've had content that did well on Instagram, and some content always works, some content always doesn't work, right? So it's never like a 100% win rate when it comes to those. But what's your vision on that? Like, how do you feel like Kareem's high quality content versus like iPhone film content? Like, what was your experience when it comes to that, when it came to acquiring clients?
So yeah, what I've noticed a lot for myself is like, I've never had a lot of attention just organically. And I've tried out, I mean, all sorts of stuff, whether it's like, you know, higher end. Like I always think that it looks better on higher end, especially like if you're already running, you know, other traffic. They can just go to your page, they see higher end, you know, content. It's gonna look a lot better. Sometimes I've seen like some people can do better though with going into like just using an iPhone and just getting started with, you know, doing like super relatable content. So I've seen that side too. But I know what we've seen the most success with is paid ads and like, you know, acquiring customers.
100%. Would you say the people that go directly from paid ads and convert right away into a booked appointment is your highest close rate, or is it the people that they see your ad, they kind of follow you on Instagram, they stalk your story for a couple months, and then they book an appointment? Because I'm sure, like, I know that we're sending people directly to book. By the way, guys, if you don't know, like, we're helping Luke with his coaching program when it comes to paid ads. I had to plug myself in here. You know what I mean? But, like, how do you feel? Like, do you feel like people are more likely to convert right off the ad because their excitement is high and they need some sort of change now? Or is it more so people that wait?
See, so yeah, just going into that, there's a couple things that I've noticed, you know, with our program, and I think a lot of other like higher ticket coaching programs, it does typically have a longer, like, you know, a lot of people don't just book right on the spot,
Right.
day of. But I will give you guys credit, like the last 2 people that came in that I talked to, one of them bought on the call, got started right away. Another person like 3 days after. Where typically like I have seen that usually it's like a 2-week cycle of whenever people have a call to when they usually sign up. It's like a 1 to 2 week cycle. So it is usually a little bit longer. Where I do find, I mean, it's split up though, you know, because we do have a lot of people that will just sign up right away from just cold traffic. But then I think the people that we have, you know, the best, like you were asking about close rate, the best close rate would probably be the people that have had success in our academy, and we've either, you know, done content with them, shared their stories some more, and, you know, they're able to, you know, refer other people to us. Like referrals are obviously, like they're just the highest
Of course, yeah.
for sure. But it does help though. You know, there is like a subset of people that they'll stay on your Instagram, on your TikTok, on whatever, and watch your stories for weeks, months,
100%.
and just like stay tuned and they'll get ready. We've had people that have, you know, seen our ads and after a year, you know, came around. Ready to get
After a
started.
year is crazy.
Yeah.
I really, and then I've had it happen like, I mean, over a handful of times. So
That's really cool.
And-
What's your program structure? Like, what the pricing wise?
yeah, our program right now, it's $5,800 and it's just a one-time fee. And then kind of how it's all laid out is we have like an education piece where they get like a video training. We do weekly group calls. We do one-on-one coaching. We do community. And then we also have trading alerts. And then we also have a monthly recurring on the back end.
Do you have like a lower tier?
We do have a lower tier, but it's not really as much teaching you how to trade as a whole and all the different skill sets. It's more of like just about the prop firm angle and like how to get, you know, past prop firm evaluations and how to work with them, the best ones to work with. Because I've seen some people, they're already experienced traders, and they're like, I don't want to go through, you know, how to trade all over again.
Yeah.
Because like I already know a lot of these things. So this is kind of like a path where people can just like, okay, just learn about prop firms, and you know, if you already have a skill set, you already have a working
Right.
strategy. Like we have a lower ticket, you know, program.
How much is
for
that one?
It's 1,000.
Okay.
So
Is that monthly or
one-time fee.
just one time lifetime
Yep.
access?
Lifetime access, and then maybe I don't know if we should change that or not. What do you guys think? But
No, what a crazy
like,
deal
I don't know,
because
we do
like
lifetime. We haven't done annual or any of that yet.
everybody is moving to a subscription based model. So like literally anybody that has already purchased from you,
Yeah.
like good for them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like locking in something for lifetime for 5,000 because if you're planning on being in that universe for like 2, 3 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years, like the monthly payment, if you break it down,
It's-
really does become
really-
pennies
That's
on the
crazy.
dollar.
Yeah,
Right.
we have people that have been in there for 2-3 years, like since
Wow.
we started, and like they're still super active, still trading.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been pretty cool. They got a good deal. They got a good deal for sure.
Because that's how I was with Ricky. He's the person that kind of exposed me to trading. Ricky Gutierrez. I don't know if you heard about him.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Actually, it was a funny story. I was in Gilbert, Arizona, where he lives one time,
yeah?
and I was trying to meet up with them, and then yeah, we just like ended up not being able to meet up. But he's a cool guy for sure.
No, he's cool. But I bought his program and it's lifetime, and I still have access to it. And he day trades live every single morning.
Yeah.
And the fact that I think I paid like $500 like 5 years ago, and I still have access to it, it's crazy. But
Yeah.
that's why like whoever like launches like a coaching program and they offer lifetime access, like grab it, because we
Right.
changed ours. Like it was lifetime initially, like now it's not. I'm sure you're not gonna keep lifetime either.
Yeah, who knows? But I know a lot of our competitors are all changing to annual.
100%.
We've had a couple people join though because it is lifetime. They know
Yep.
they're not gonna have to pay next year, and
I think the biggest thing right now is keep your offer the way it is because it's such a solid offer. Build the community to a couple thousand members, and then I would have like some sort of like low tier, like monthly subscription. Because that's the thing is like when you generate more revenue with your business, you're able to invest in your education a lot more, which in terms they will get that education too. So like it's this nice cycle because like let's say Amel and I we invest like there's a mastermind we go to, it's like $40,000 a year,
yep.
right? And when we go, a lot of times we don't get a direct one-to-one ROI on the money. But what we do is we get the information, share it to our community, and our community is absolutely obsessed because they got the best nuggets, the best bits of a $40,000 a year mastermind for a fraction of the price and for a fraction of the time. You
Yeah.
know, because we just vetted the info and kind of gave them the best stuff. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I really do think that you're doing the right thing by providing immense value for a price that is, I know technically it's a high ticket, but I think it's low ticket because it's a one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And another thing too that we do just differently is like everyone in their coaching programs, for especially the price point that we're at, a lot of times people are like subcontracting the actual coaches. You know, like I'm actually going to be on there with you on the one-on-one calls to make sure you pass your evaluation, help you practice, answer any questions, versus having, you know, hired
Yeah.
a bunch of students that are all right.
Right.
What's the
You know, that's
success
how most
rate?
people do it.
What's the success rate with like novice traders in your program?
So overall, on like all of the data from everyone that's ever done an evaluation, and I think novice traders, they do better than experienced traders
Yeah.
because a lot of experienced traders have so much bad habits that takes them way longer to actually untangle those before
True.
they can actually get to the results. I've actually seen that. It's crazy. We're like, the new trader will just come right in and run with it. Knows nothing else. You know what I mean? Like you've seen that
True.
where ignorance can make you so much more money than trying to be all, you know, safe and protective and everything. I forgot your question.
Success rate.
Success rate. So, yeah, right now. So we track 3 different rules, and like I have a lot of things that I teach, but these are like crucial rules of my trading plan that I have everyone follow with our strategies, and we have a 94.48% pass rate on the evaluations when they follow
Nice.
the 3 rules, and it's use 1% risk per trade. It's pretty easy. I give you the position size to use. Just put in the right number, and don't be degenerate.
True.
You know, doubling it, tripling it. Like follow the plan. Number 2 is don't make more than 5 trades a day. I make like 2 to 3 trades a day at most, but I've always seen like it usually just gets worse from there.
Yep.
And then the third one is if you lose 2 trades in a row, stop trading for the day. That's always my rule.
So is that the secret sauce that I asked earlier?
That's
Well, yeah,
a
it's-
reel right there.
Well,
we got to
it's-
clip that for you. That was sick.
But that's like the 3 things. It's all just down to the habits. You know what I mean? The habits
That
is
was
what
sick.
messes everyone up. If you can just build habits and you just follow them, it's gonna mitigate like all those dumb
True.
habits that like dumb decisions that you usually would make that make people blow evaluations.
Where
make
you
fun
at
of it.
right now? Do you think you still have a lot to learn in this space, or do you think like you mastered most of it?
I think I mastered the setups that I'm doing right now, but there's so much to learn still, like in trading. And even like I'm really good at scalping and day trading, but I could learn, you know, swing trading or
Yeah.
longer term investing a little bit more. Like I could do better in other areas, and like in trading, it's such a huge space where there's so much research, there's so much data that it would take like decades to really
Yeah.
get to like, and it's still there's gonna be stuff that you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's
yeah.
like such a wide topic.
Do you do
but
crypto too or no? Or you stay?
I do
open?
crypto still, but I don't trade it.
Yeah.
I've never been good at trading
Yeah, yeah.
crypto. Like I made some money with it, but the problem is, and a lot of like if you're trading it, a lot of them just have huge spreads.
Yeah.
Or like you'd have like a 200-point spread. So
Yeah.
you have a couple of shares, like you're instantly down thousands of dollars, and you have to move up in that direction
Right.
and break even. It just sets you back so much further than like trading on actual like stocks or indices, metals. They give you a lot better spreads. That's kind of like why I haven't really traded
Yeah.
crypto as much. But I think it's a lot more volatile,
Yeah.
definitely for sure. But I just hold it, and I'm kind of like I don't know if you guys have ever dabbled in like not penny stocks, like meme coins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
like I
You said meme coins. He said, yeah,
Right.
yeah. I know all about
Because
that.
I did-
Have
we-
you guys,
we
have you
all
guys
did,
made,
bro.
have you guys made money in meme coins or no?
I did.
I just traded
You did?
GameStop
I did.
yesterday and I was up
Really?
100%. But I didn't put in a lot. I put 3K in. I was like, if I lose it, I don't care. And it
He's
jumped
talking
100%
about like Doge
overnight.
and Shiba.
Are
and
you
shit like
serious?
that.
Yeah.
That's
I've, like,
awesome.
I've never made money in like meme coins or any of that.
No, I
like I've
actually
just
did.
lost money, and I'm just like I should have just put that in Bitcoin.
That's just
and
like
Ethereum
my,
and just
like,
let it be, and that's how I
that's
do it
just
now.
my like gambling like trades.
Nah, I made
That's
good
pretty much
money
me going
with
to the
Shiba and
casino.
with Doge.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I have some friends that did like, just crazy.
Not crazy, but it was good.
Yeah.
He's got a lot in crypto right now.
Not right now, but yeah. But
How much
no,
you got?
Not right now, nothing actually.
you
On
got?
my exit was a long time ago, but
He waited for the halving, sold everything, and like disappeared.
Literally. No, what the client, the guest that was here the last time, he actually like told me when it was like the lowest, he was like, you have to get in like right now. So I put like 20K, and then like within like 2 months, it was like
Yeah, like $5 left.
no, it was like I think like I sold at like I think 43. It was like 100% in like less than a
Yeah,
month
that's
or a month and a
nice.
half. Yeah, if I kept it now, it would have been like 300. But
300,000?
300. No, I'm talking about
Pesos, bro.
300%
Percent?
around. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, wait, I don't think
Yeah,
it jumped
for
like
real.
that fast in the past year. I was like, that makes no
It
sense.
would have been at least like around the 80s right now from that 20K.
What'd you have?
Huh?
What stock? What crypto?
It was a lot. It was XRP. It was he gave me like a list like with like 4 or 5 to put on AVAX. It was XRP, AVAX, and there was like a couple of other meme coins.
You know what I really like, and I think this is a trait that
Nano.
you both share actually, is I think what's like attributed a lot to your success is the student mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing I really respected about you when we first met, it's like I was talking to you and you were like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, I think this is a good idea. And the thing is like, you also have the option to tell me, I don't like any of your ideas. I want to stick to what I'm doing. And the fact that you're like open-minded to like obviously I'm an expert in my field, and to be able to like take this advice and be like, yeah, let's do it. Obviously, like as a comparison, I'm not gonna come to you and tell you, hey, this trade is bad. I don't know anything about trading,
Yeah.
right? And same thing with you with this story where it's like someone that is a master at crypto giving you advice. You're like, I put 20K on your word.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
trust.
But it's only trust with the people, like you said, like they're experts at what they do. Like it's not like,
Right.
for example, I'm gonna meet someone in the street and be like, "Hey, do Bitcoin is gonna go jump tomorrow," and I'll be like, "Yeah, let's do it." You know, No,
Right.
it has to be someone who's like you said, expert in what. Like knowing you, if you told me to like again do whatever right now with my business, I will. You know what I mean? Same
100%.
with, for example, if he has been in the space for a while, he has a proven track record. If he tells me, "Hey, I think you should do this," I'm fucking doing it for sure. You know, like
I think that definitely is like a superpower of an entrepreneur, because a lot of times when we make like a lot of money, like it's very hard for you to take a step back and realize that we're not that smart, bro.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there is 100% someone better than us at literally everything we do, even the thing we're specialized in.
Yeah.
So it's like always that like
Yeah.
student mentality. I think it's like a huge factor. Like even like when people are talking about paid ads, like
Yeah.
usually I'm quiet and I'm like learning the things that I
Yeah.
like and like calling BS on the things I know don't work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I'm still trying to hear the things that I may not know.
Yeah, I always feel like you do that. Like he always, whenever we meet someone who does paid ads, like he doesn't say shit. He will just like ask questions, you know, like try to understand what is this guy exactly doing, how is he?
Yep.
And I love that about him too. Like, I mean, yeah, that's I think a great trait too, because like I mean, they probably know something like you didn't know, or they learned something from someone that you haven't met yet. or
Definitely.
something, you know. So yeah, 100%.
Professional
Yeah.
vibe checker. That's
I
my
know-
that's my status.
I know someone's told me, like when I first started in the online space, someone told me it's not how, it's who.
Okay.
You know,
I like
that's
that.
not how to do it. It's who to do
Who
it
can
with,
do
and
it.
just
Yeah.
follow them. Like that's how I've just done everything over the last, few years since I've been on this journey. It's just been like find all the who's, and we'll just get there
100%.
way faster. Like
Yeah.
So we're reaching kind of like the end of the podcast. Maybe we have a couple more minutes. There is one more question that I want to ask. Do you guys have anything you wanted to go through?
You
Ask
go
your
first.
question, bro.
Okay,
I
so
wanna hear what it is.
I want to see if you have anything planned, because I know in your community they absolutely love you. They worship you pretty much.
Yep.
Are you gonna do any in-person events
I definitely want to.
here in Tampa? Because number one, I would love to go. Okay, support,
Okay.
even if I don't know anything about what's going on. But number two, I feel like not only the viewers that are interested in this, but also like your following that is interested in this. Like I feel like this is something I want to help you push you towards, because I feel like they would love that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been something I've been looking at. I've been saying it for the last probably year now.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it's time to do. At least a one lab event this year. We got to do something.
100%. Maybe we
Maybe
can
something
collaborate
to-
on that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, guys. Yeah, I got some good ideas for it. So
Perfect. So where can the viewers find you? Number one, if they're interested in just following along the journey, and number two, if they're interested in potentially like becoming a student within the community and actually getting access to prop money. Because I know this is like the hype right now. Like I'm seeing so many posts about it online, and like it's like everywhere. It's going viral.
Yeah.
So where can
it's
people
never
find
been
you?
as readily available as it is nowadays.
Yeah.
40 years ago you could prop trade, but you had to go to school, work at a desk, get a Series 6, 7. Took a lot longer, took a lot more money. Now anyone can do it with like learning the skill set in a few months and being able to have a few $1,000s for prop firm evaluation. So it's just a whole different game. But yeah, to find us, I own Funded Profits Trading Academy.com. If you look up Funded Profits Trading Academy, you'll find us online. But also my Instagram is Luke_Holmstrom, HOLMSTROM. Weird last name, but that's my Instagram. We also have a Instagram for Funded Profits Trading as well. We also have a YouTube. So, yeah.
Guys, they're
Updates
doing
are
some
on there.
sick stuff. They're doing some phenomenal things in the community. Like, if you're even remotely interested, just go check them out. Go see what they got going on. I think we got a pretty killer VSL explaining a little bit more if they wanted to learn more. And I'll leave all your links down below as well, so it's easy for them to click on. But again, thank you so much for watching the podcast. Again, I'm your host, Christian Jamal. You have Emel Kilic and Ra Ibrahim. Luke, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys on the next one.